Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl are definitely one of the Pokemon games of all time. However, that didn't deter modders from making it better. Better looking animations, tougher gym leaders, and of course, access to all Pokemon, up to Gen 4 with some Hisuian Pokemon as well. The thing is, I've already played this before a long while ago, but what I didn't do was capture every single Pokemon that I could possibly catch in the game, and also showing you what this game has to offer.
What up, Palmer?
Per usual, we pick our starters, and I go with the Fire Monkey. Right after we fight Barry, or as I named him, June, which is his name in Japanese, this fight was already guaranteed win since the developers gave us an Oran Berry. Now in this version, all starters have a chance of getting their hidden ability, which for Chimchar is Iron Fist. So you can see my disappointment when I didn't get it, plus a minus speed in nature.
You had Blaze? Oh my god, this is such a bad nature. Oh god, no, I need...
As part of the story, we head to Lake Verity, where we are greeted by a certain mythical Pokemon who gives us an incense burner. This will help us catch specific Pokemon in the wild, including regional forms. And yes, I will be counting them. After even more story progression, it was finally time to start catching Pokemon. As you can see, they've added a lot of Pokemon to catch in the early part of this game. Because of that, I won't show every single Pokemon I catch. We did, however, hatch a Mantike egg from this lady, in which we had a chance of getting any baby Pokemon. After acquiring the Old Rod, we had to backtrack to catch more Pokemon in the water. And let me tell you something, there is at least one Pokemon on each route that has a 5% chance of being encountered. At the time, I was looking for a Corphish, which has a 5% chance. But I found this first.
What? Second shiny in the same stream.
But eventually, I found the Crustacean and ended the stream with that. And you heard me right, all of this was streamed on my Twitch channel, so drop by sometime. I'll be playing almost anything there. Anyways, the next day, it was time to catch more Pokemon, obviously. I started in the Ravaged path, catching Makuhita, Wooper, Zubat, Geodude, Sandshrew, Alolan Geodude, and Barboach. On the next route, it was time to fight June. Just like every boss trainer in this game, his team is also updated heavily, and he'll become a real threat down the line, but not right now. After catching even more Pokemon on Route 203 in Orberg Gate, after over 5 hours, we made it to Orberg City. In the Pokemon Center, if you talk to the camera duo, they'll ask you 5 questions total. If you get all of them right, you battle them and you win and obtain all of the Hoenn starters. So of course, I added Trico to the team eventually. Also, Steven is in the city and gives us a free Beldum. And now with my time wasted catching Pokemon, I could finally challenge the first gym leader, Rourke. Now here's the thing, even though this isn't a Nuzlocke, I gave myself one Nuzlocke rule, and that was to be at the level cap of the gym leader's strongest Pokemon. As for Rourke himself, he was beyond easy to take out and get our first gym badge. Afterward, we helped Dawn and Rowan with Team Galactic, catching more Pokemon on the routes after, and finally dealing with Commander Mars, which I definitely didn't lose to a couple times before beating her, but we're not going to talk about that. Just know that they're going to be a threat down the road as well. With that behind us, it was time to catch some more Pokemon, even more rare ones like Heracross. Eventually, we made it to Eterna Forest where we met Cheryl. But you see, Cheryl wants to battle us. She wasn't that difficult, but let this be known that we have to fight just about every important NPC character. Right after the battle, Zubat evolved into Golbat. Neat. I waited until after we got through the forest with Cheryl to actually start catching some more Pokemon, just to make things easier. And catching more Pokemon on Route 211, Mount Coronet, where there's an easier chance of catching Feebas, and even some Pokemon on Route 216. After all of that, it was time to fight the second gym leader, Gardenia. And let's just say things started off kind of rocky in the beginning.
This is Ivysaur, Tropius, Grotle, Cherim, Leafeon, and Roserade. Alright. The Grassy Surge. You're already making this really annoying. Has Sleep Powder too. And now on top of Leech Seed. Oh my goodness. Gonna need Batman. God damn, I didn't think this Ivysaur would be so annoying. Okay, I took it out, but... Still faster than you, and you're dead. Probably like good defenses or whatever. Okay, it died. This can kill it. Crit or no crit? Crit. Oh wait. Did it outspeed me first? I don't remember. Well, I won it.
And that's all that mattered. Afterward, we invade the Galactic Building when we reach Jupiter. But unlike Mars, it only took me 2 tries to beat her. I didn't mention this before, but just about all of the boss trainers have good IVs and EVs for their Pokemon, while I don't. So you can see how I can struggle with these battles from time to time. Not to mention, keeping the level cap down. Also, I got a free Porygon and named it accordingly. Cynthia also gave us a Pokemon egg, but it was a Badoo, which I already had, so it was worthless. Also in Eterna City, we acquired all the different type of fossils and then restored them back in Orberg City. After catching more Pokemon that will never see the light of day, we fight Mira. She wasn't that difficult to beat, however, doing her side quest wasn't even worth my time. The real threat I want to talk about is Dawn. Her Clefable completely destroyed my team. I had no idea what to do about it. Not to mention that I was caught off guard since I never know when I'm going to battle her. The second go around, I set up to +6 against her Piloswine with Lucario and swept her team this time. What I truly didn't remember is the fight with Elite Four Aaron. I thought for sure I was cooked, but I clutched it out somehow. Now it's time for the fight with Fantina, and I'm happy to say that it was also pretty easy, and I got my 3rd gym badge. At the route gate after, I had to fight June, and just like with Mars, I lost the first battle. But I got him in the end. Now here's the thing, we can't immediately go to Solaceon Town. Instead, we need to go to the Pokemon Mansion first. This is one of the major changes of this hack. We have to fight off 5 Galactic Grunts and take on Satyr and the owner of the mansion in a double battle. After we win, the owner gives us a Manaphy egg as a reward. We also get access to the Trophy Garden, where we catch multiple EVs, Pichu, Happiny, Togepi, Igglybuff, Castform, as well as some Pokemon in Route 209, and even a Litwick in Pokemon Tower. And after that, I head to the Solaceon Ruins to catch an unknown when... No! Yeah, you don't get a rematch against them when you lose, but I got my unknown. Anyway, after catching more Pokemon later, I finally get to Veilstone City where I challenge Maylene. I was able to set up +6 bulk ups against Poliwrath and take it out, and then her next Pokemon. And through some trial and error, I was able to take her remaining 4 Pokemon and win the battle. And I'd rather not help Dawn against Team Galactic, but I don't really have a choice. Next, it's time to catch more Pokemon on the routes leading to Pastoria City. And once we make it there, it's time for the Great Marsh. The Great Marsh has a fair amount of Pokemon to catch, but the one I struggled to catch was Kangaskhan. It took me almost an hour to find and catch it. The first time I encountered it, I failed to capture it, but the next time I got a lucky crit catch. After so much time wasted in the Great Marsh, I at least had the satisfaction of destroying June. But unfortunately, I can't say that against Wake. You see, in his gym, it is constantly raining. So it sucks when most of his Pokemon on his first team that I fight have Swift Swim. I took out Lumineon with the Thunder and even Seeking after that, but it all went downhill after he sent out Goribus. In the exact same way in the next attempt. And the third. You'd think I'd have some sort of strategy at this point, but no. I just keep attacking until it works. The next attempt went better, but I still lost. But finally, after so many failed attempts, I was able to sweep the entirety of Wake's team with Lucario and win my 5th gym badge. After that ordeal, I decided to catch the Pokemon I missed in the honey trees. A female Combee, Apom, Munchlax, and Cherubi. And on the way to Celestic Town, we were able to catch a couple more Pokemon. It was at this point that I had nearly caught every normal Pokemon I could. But you know what we haven't finished doing yet? No. Done! Rival battles. But I win anyway. And I was able to defeat Cyrus right after. After catching more Pokemon, I eventually found myself on Route 220 where I made it to Renegade Park. I meet Professor Oak and he tells me about 2 trainers I should meet. As soon as I saw them, I didn't want any part of it, so I left. However, as I was going to Canalave City, I found out that I'm forced to battle them. So what the fuck?
Oh wait, I do need to fight them? Are you serious?
Now it was actually Dirac specifically. The fight was actually going fine, but then he busts out his friggin' Entei, which wasn't that hard to take out. After skipping imminent death, I could finally go to Canalave City, beat June's ass, and then head to Iron Island. But of course, I have to fight Riley, but he was actually a pushover. And of course, helping Riley out with Team Galactic, he rewards us with a Riolu egg, but I already have one, so I have no use for it. And unlike Wake, Byron isn't even worth mentioning. And now it's time to deal with Team Galactic once again. But first, I wanted to catch some more Pokemon I was never going to use. And basically, ones that I just passed up on because I forgot about them. And at that point, we had made it up to 465 Pokemon caught. Now it was actually time to take on the Team Galactic commanders. And I won't lie to you, I got washed. And again. Until I got it just right. Fuck, this game is hard. Thankfully, the battle with Mars went much better. Now it's time to help out June. But we can't do anything without our 7th gym badge. But we can't do that without battling these 2 idiots. You see, we need to enter the Snow Point Temple as an added part of the story so we can help out Maylene and Candace. They were easy to defeat, it was just tedious to do so. After helping these 2 out, I could finally challenge Candace. And just like how it was raining in Wake's gym, it was hailing in Candace's gym. And my biggest problem with that was Slush Rush Glaceon. I struggled for a bit, but eventually I was given a team to fight that was incredibly in my favor, so I won in the end. We finally meet up with June at Lake Acuity where he fails at Rising Jupiter and is left disappointed. After witnessing that train wreck, we storm the Galactic HQ in Veilstone where we eventually have our second battle with Cyrus. He leads off with Crobat and immediately one-hit KOs my Lucario. But I could take it out with a Thunder Punch from Infernape. I go for a Thunder Punch again on his Honchkrow, doing over half, and it takes me out with a Brave Bird. However, Salamence cleans up the rest of his team with Moxie except for Weavile, but after reviving Lucario, he could finish the battle. We also have to fight Saturn one last time, but Salamence sweeps his team once again except for Toxicroak because of his Focus Sash. But there was no way it was going to outspeed Espeon. Now it's time for the double battle against Mars and Jupiter. I was actually dreading this fight since I knew it was going to be 12 Pokemon to take down, but thankfully June was extremely helpful, and in the end I had nothing to worry about. What I did need to worry about was the next 3 fights against Dialga and Palkia, Cyrus, and the level 100 Giratina. Dialga and Palkia weren't really a problem, it was the fact that my Pokemon wouldn't get healed right after the fight. So, having to fight Cyrus next, I was already at a disadvantage, making me lose the first battle. Because of that, I had to fight Dialga and Palkia again, and the game decided to go easy on me since I ended up fighting a much easier team from Cyrus. Finally, it was Giratina. It was a slight struggle since it was level 100 and my Pokemon were only around the 60s, but at the end of the day, it was still a wild Pokemon, so of course it made dumb decisions and I was able to defeat it. I however can't catch it until the post-game. With Team Galactic finished, it's time for some legendary hunting. Going into the final gym leader fight against Volkner, I actually had a small plan in mind. However, it was completely ruined because...
Wait, the double battle? I wasn't expecting that. Oh, shit.
The only gym battle in this entire remake was a double battle. Since it turned out to be that way, I actually just reset for a fresh start. After this reset, I actually won with ease, getting my 8th and final gym badge. Now we're going through Victory Road, which is where Moltres is located, and I of course catch it. But we can't go straight to the Pokemon League. Oh no. we have to battle Marley. With a lot of revives and heals, we defeat her speedy team. Now we actually have to traverse with her through the rest of the cave. But as we keep going through Route 224, we have one more battle against Dawn. She may have caused me some problems in the beginning, but no longer. One thing about this game that's really cool is the fact that if you didn't collect every TM before arriving in the Pokemon League, this lady will just give you the ones that you missed. Wish Game Freak did something like this. But now we still have our final rival battle with June. But
Yo, you're dead to this. Get out of here. Close combat.
he may have gotten one good battle before, but not anymore. Guess I was wrong about them being a threat down the line. But now, it's time for the Elite Four Gauntlet. With that, we had defeated Cynthia and claimed our champion title. However, we of course aren't done yet, since every Pokemon hasn't been caught. But since we're in post-game, we have access to a lot more of the legendary Pokemon. That was all of the legendaries I could catch before Stark Mountain, so there are very few to catch after it. But before Stark Mountain, I'm forced to fight specialist trainers as if they were actual gym leaders. When we're done with that, I of course have to fight Buck right after. He was easy, but still. Per the story, we battled both Mars and Jupiter for the last time. I do like this version of BDSP, but giving me multiple battles before the ones inside Stark Mountain just kinda feels relentless. Regardless, after we helped out Buck, we were able to go and catch Heatran right after. Afterwards, it's time to catch the rest, being Latias, Latios, Kyogre, Groudon, Rayquaza, and Deoxys, which took a bit. And with that, we've caught every single Pokemon in Luminescent Platinum, except one, Arceus. I've been holding on to my one and only Master Ball for it, and it alone. However, encountering it is not as fast in the slightest. You see, we have to fight 18 trainers who specialize in one specific Pokemon type, defeat them, and be rewarded with one of Arceus' plates. The devs completely removed the option of collecting them in the Grand Underground, so we're forced to complete this quest. The thing is that all of the trainers only use one Pokemon, and because of that, so do you. We've now collected every single plate, which means that we can now collect our Azure Flute and head to the peak of Mount Coronet. And there it is. We have officially caught every Pokemon in Luminescent Platinum. I wonder what Professor Rowan has to say.
Professor Rowan, guess what? Wait, what? You don't care that I completed the Pokédex? What? Come on, Rowan. Okay, fine. Maybe Professor Oak will appreciate my accomplishments. Yeah. Yeah, see, Professor Oak cares. Oh, that's it? Nothing? No reward? Just, I'm astonished.